The lies we have seen over the past week from the former president himself and from his political and media apologists about classified documents, FBI searches, nuclear secrets, Barack Obama, and more have been a sight to behold. Let's start with Trump's own statement from Monday evening, which announced to the world that the FBI had been at his property and which was filled with lies big and small. Here's a small one. That statement begins with this sentence: "These are dark times for our nation as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided and occupied by a large group of FBI agents." But it wasn't raided or occupied, and it wasn't even currently under siege. The FBI had left his property by the time Trump put out that statement. And Trump must have known that because, according to his own lawyer, he was watching the search going on in his Florida resort in real time on closed-circuit TV while sitting in his New Jersey resort. Okay, well, that's a small lie, you might say. Not that big a deal. But the statement goes on to make a series of false and inflammatory claims about the judge-authorized search itself, claiming it was an attack by radical left Democrats and accusing said Democrats of breaking into the home of the 45th president of the United States. Democrats had nothing to do with it. The FBI executed the search warrant, and the FBI are not Democrats. If anything, like most law enforcement agencies, they lean to the right. The director of the FBI, Christopher Wray, is a lifelong Republican, appointed by a Republican president. Wray has impeccable credentials. How do I know that Donald Trump knows this? Well, because he's the one who said so when he appointed Wray as FBI chief in June 2017. But within hours of the search, Trump and his apologists had really gotten to work, just completely fabricating the most insane and offensive and baseless claims. By Tuesday, Trump lawyers were even floating the idea that FBI agents must have just planted evidence during their search. Fox primetime hosts promptly joined in, and by Wednesday, even top Republican lawmakers were saying it too. Watch.
And quite honestly, I'm concerned that they may have planted something. You know, at this point, who knows? I don't trust the government, and that's a very frightening thing as an American.
What the FBI is probably doing is planting evidence, which is what they did during the Russia hoax. We also have a hunch they doctored evidence to get the warrant.
Do I know that the boxes of material they took from Mar-a-Lago, that they won't put things in those boxes to entrap him? How do we know? Their lawyers weren't allowed to see the boxes go. They weren't categorized.
That's going to be a problem.
Thousands of documents were taken. Yeah, how do we know that they're going to be honest with us?
To be clear, there is, of course, zero evidence the FBI planted evidence. But they didn't just go after the FBI. They went after the magistrate judge, Bruce Reinhart, who signed off on the search warrant, casting him as an Obama donor. Actually, the judge is also a former donor to former Republican governor and son and brother of a Republican president, Jeb Bush. And as CNN's Andrew Kaczynski reported, the judge is also a former regular guest on that well-known liberal cable channel, Newsmax. Fox's Brian Kilmeade, sitting in for Tucker Carlson this week, even aired this doctored image of the judge getting a foot massage from convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell, which he later said had clearly been done in jest. It wasn't. That was another totally false statement. The judge, by the way, has faced an onslaught of anti-Semitic attacks and threats online, some of which targeted the synagogue he belongs to. Never take the GOP seriously again on the subjects of law enforcement or anti-Semitism. Still, the lies and evasions kept coming all week long. Why didn't they just subpoena the documents? Why send the FBI? Turns out they did subpoena Trump for the documents several months ago and didn't get back everything they asked for. At one point this week, Trump and co were telling so many lies that the lies started to just blatantly and hilariously contradict each other. The documents were planted, they said, but then they also said Trump declassified the documents. He declassified documents that were planted. Right. Oh, and those planted documents were definitely declassified, even though we learned on Friday that the FBI removed 11 sets of classified documents, including some marked as top secret and meant to be only available in special government facilities. Oh dear. So then came the next nonsensical defense from Trump world.
This is from President Trump's office. It just came in a few minutes ago. As we can all relate to, everyone ends up having to bring home their work from time to time. American presidents are no different. President Trump, in order to prepare the work the next day, often took documents, including classified documents, to the residence. He had a standing order. There's the word I've been looking for. That documents removed from the Oval Office and taken to the residence were deemed to be declassified the moment he removed them.
Well, for a start, where's the standing order? The experts say it has to be written down. Where is it? Oh, and it's not just true, it's just not true. It is just not true to claim the president can declassify whatever he likes. Nope. According to the Atomic Energy Acts of 1946 and 1954, anything related to the production or use of nuclear weapons and nuclear power is inherently classified. And it emerged Thursday via a Washington Post scoop that classified documents relating to nuclear weapons were among the items FBI agents sought in their search of Mar-a-Lago. So, what next? Well, whataboutism? What about Hillary Clinton? What about Barack Obama? There was Eric Trump, son of the former president, who invoked Benghazi on opening night, on Monday night.
And going back to Hillary, there's a whole lot of other things. How about the Benghazi scandals? How about the Clinton Foundation? I mean, how many, shady oligarchs from Russia were contributing to that? How about Uranium One? You want to talk about, scandals that were never investigated, never vetted?
Benghazi was never investigated. Are you kidding me? There was an entire Benghazi Select Committee in front of which Clinton herself testified for multiple hours. By the end of the week, GOP Congressman Mark Wayne McMullin was offering this ridiculous and false Hillary Clinton claim.
We saw that this media frenzy about supposedly classified information. Where was this same media frenzy when there was 33,000 classified emails on a server in a bathroom with Hillary Clinton?
No media frenzy about emails. Was he asleep all of 2016? Did he miss the part where Hillary's emails cost her the presidential election that year? But of course, Trump had the best Clinton lie of all in his very first statement on Monday. He dusted off an old classic, an insane classic. Hillary Clinton was allowed to delete and acid wash 33,000 emails after they were subpoenaed by Congress. How do you acid wash an email? As my colleague Ben Collins pointed out that night, in reality, an IT guy used an app called BleachBit. For Trump, that became she poured literal acid on the emails. But again, by the next day, he had a Fox primetime host repeating this deranged and dumb lie to millions.
Hillary smashed iPhones with hammers and poured acid over 30,000 emails under subpoena.
I mean, I have no words. After what about Hillary Clinton, there was what about Barack Obama? President Barack Hussein Obama kept 33 million pages of documents, much of them classified, Trump said in a statement on Friday morning. How many of them pertain to nuclear? Word is, lots. Word is, lots. No, word is, Donald Trump lies a lot and is also quite racist. Notice the use of Hussein Obama there. What Trump said there about Obama was a straight-up lie, debunked within hours by the National Archives and Records Administration, NARA, which put out a statement saying they maintain, quote, exclusive legal and physical custody of Obama's presidential records. 30 million pages of unclassified records, by the way, which they said they moved to the Chicago area, not Obama. And yet the discredited Obama lie has been repeated again and again by Trump and by Trump World since Friday afternoon. They have no shame and no problem endlessly humiliating themselves on behalf of Trump. At the start of the week, they were literally comparing the former president's retention of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago to a person with an overdue library book. It was a trivial thing. These were newspaper clippings, personal letters and the like. And then on Friday, we finally saw the search warrant. Along with the laws Trump was being investigated for breaking, all from Title 18 of the United States Code, namely Section 793, better known as the Espionage Act, which covers the unlawful retention of defense-related information that could harm the United States. Section 1519, 1519, which covers destroying or concealing documents to obstruct government investigations. And Section 2071, which covers the unlawful removal of government records. Serious crimes, serious statutes, and as Charlie Savage of the New York Times reported on Friday, declassification, if it happened, isn't even a defense. Because notably, none of those laws turn on whether information was deemed to be unclassified. I don't know whether Donald Trump ends up getting indicted. What I do know is that Donald Trump is in trouble, big trouble.